human beings of the White Rabbit, let's welcome Gene Wilder.
In conclusion, it should be noted that any more than common injury to the nerve root is always serious. Because once a nerve fiber is severed, there is no way in heaven or on earth to regenerate life back into it. Now, are there any last questions before we leave?
I have one question, Dr. Frankenstein.
That's Frankenstein.
I beg your pardon?
My name, it's pronounced Frankenstein.
But aren't you the grandson of the famous Victor Frankenstein who went into graveyards, dug up freshly buried corpses, and transformed dead components?
Yes, we all know what he did. But I'd rather be remembered for my small contributions to science and not for my accidental relationship to a famous cuckoo. Now, if you don't mind, can we get on with your question?
Isn't it true that Darwin preserved a piece of vermicelli in a glass case until by some extraordinary means it actually began to move with a voluntary motion?
Are you speaking of the worm or the spaghetti?
Why, the worm, sir.
Yes, it does seem I read something of that incident when I was a student. But you have to remember that a worm, with very few exceptions, is not a human being.
But wasn't that the whole basis of your grandfather's work, sir? The reanimation of dead tissue?
My grandfather was a very sick man.
But as a Frankenstein, aren't you the least bit curious about it? Doesn't bringing back to life what once was dead hold any intrigue for you?
You are talking about the nonsensical ravings of a lunatic mind. Dead is dead.
But look at what has been done with hearts and kidneys.
Hearts and kidneys are tinker toys! I'm talking about the central nervous system!
But sir...
I am a scientist, not a philosopher. You have more of a chance of reanimating this scalpel than you do mending a broken nervous system.
But what about your grandfather's work, sir?
My grandfather's work was doo-doo! I am not interested in death! The only thing that concerns me is the preservation of life! Class is dismissed.